everybody, and welcome to Project Life Weekly. I am a little bit behind this week in getting everything posted, and that is because I just had a masterclass that went live. If you follow me on anywhere else, if you get my emails, if you follow me on Facebook, you will see that I just had a major masterclass go live with my friend Wendy Cranford, and it is for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. So if you're here and you're watching and you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love for you to check it out. It's all about paper parties and doing events. And so it is not crafty. It is definitely a business course. There is an early bird special, so you'll want to check that out. And if you have any questions about that, you can certainly leave a comment or get in touch with me and I will help you with that. We spent so many hours on this course and really poured a lot of heart into it. So if you are purchasing it, I hope that you will enjoy it and it will definitely help you for years to come. There's 27 videos. There's several PDFs that you can download. It teaches you how to run an event from start to finish. So I would love for you to check that out. Okay, so let's dive into this. This video is the walkthrough of my 2023 completed Project Life album. You saw two albums. There is this one right here that is January through June, and then the second one is July through December. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the album I use. I use the Mint Color album from scrapbook.com. That is my album for our family albums, and I use this mint. I use the scrapbook.com albums. I used to use the We Are Memory Keeper albums, but they became the scrapbook.com albums, and so that's what I use. I have a page lifter here, and this is a Becky Higgins page lifter. I covered it. Usually your album will come with a page lifter, and this is so if your album is open like this and somebody just closes the album, this will lift those pages up over the rings and it will keep your pages from getting curled. So I have that. I decorated this one this year with some paper, and you'll see if you're watching my current videos, you'll see I didn't decorate this year's one with paper, but I did decorate it. So we have the page lifter, and then I did this really fun title page. I have 2023. It says hello 2023, and then you open it up and it says here we go again, and I loved that. I loved creating this. I did these photos in a fun app and then had them printed, and then I have just a couple. I did a heart, some hearts here, and then these are the kids and this is us, and it came out really cute. These tabs here are from Becky Higgins. They are the Clementine edition, and when these retired and you were gonna not be able to get them anymore, I bought like 12 sets, and I have one set left. So I'm always so sad because these are perfect. They always go so perfectly in my albums, and I'm sad you can't get them. So here is January. I'm going to briefly talk about this. You can go back and watch videos. I have process videos on practically all of this. So here is January. I did a yellow theme. I was using paper, like pattern paper, from all over the place, Stampin' Up!, Close to My Heart, Echo Park, Simple Stories, just whatever I had on hand. And then also the kits from Allie Edwards. That's really what I was using last year. I started doing this on my calendar last year where I would stamp and do fun things. This morphed as the year went on, and I started doing even more creative things with it. I love it. It's just a spot to jot down a few things. I don't keep it totally up to date. Not every single thing we did. And here is, for the month is documented. It's just a place to jot down some quick notes. I love adding different size page protectors. It's one of my favorite things to do in the pocketed scrapbooking because I love the way it looks. I love how each page layers together, and I document by the month. So I do project life by the month. So I have 2 design A's, design A1, design A2, and that is my month. And these are more just random photos from the month, random things I like to put in here. And then anything that's sandwiched in between in the middle are extra stories or other stories I want to highlight. So I have my calendar. This was a big storm we had in January, knocked over a tree, and my husband snapped this as he was going to work. We live out in the country, so literally nobody was worried about this. Everybody was just driving under it, and they were like, they'll get to it when they get to it. And then I documented all these sunsets we had and some of the storm stuff that went on, the weather, different things. And then I have this really large photo. This is in the afternoon, like the morning. And then this was the evening. And that was January. And then in February, I used Ali Edwards' kit. And this was really fun. It was the XO kit. And I have some things tucked into the rings here. I love that. Again, my calendar. This was Kayla going to winter formal. And then some stuff from drama that pictures she had sent me. And then on the back of my calendars, I can add different things, cards or memorabilia. This is a watercolor painting Andrew did, and I slipped it in there. And then from all the storm stuff and trimming trees, this was in our yard. And then we had a snowstorm at the end of February, beginning of March, and it actually closed down schools and everything for like 2 weeks. We had like a full 2 weeks or a week and a half of snow days. It doesn't even snow where I live. Like where I live, it doesn't snow, and it snowed. And so I have these fun. This was Main Street of our little town, and it was snowing. It was so fun. Our car, and you know, there wasn't a ton of snow, and then here's a heart that's tucked into the rings. Then we go into March, rainbow, the calendar. You can see I do all different things with the calendar. And then here's a traditional style layout. And then this was in the yard, and these move. In my office. Oh, here's another insert into April. That's about where we are now, April. The calendar, I love when I do this, the torn look for the calendar. That's really fun. Kayla getting academic award, and then birthday stuff. And then this was a play that Kayla went to see. She wasn't in this one. She just went to see it. And then another insert, a couple inserts here. Into May. And then this is a lot more simple, just a little bit of paper and one embellishment. Another insert. I loved this insert. This was out in the yard. I'm not an outside person, a yard person, a flower person, a plant person, but we have a few things outside that we were doing. I also used these circle embellishments to do all my journaling, and that was really fun. They're sprinkled through. And then here's a traditional layout paired with pocket pages. I like to do that a lot. And then here's one of Andrew. I believe both of these layouts here I did in my membership. So if you are not familiar, I have a documenting membership group you can join here on YouTube. And I did these as videos and process videos in my membership. And then into June, I love doing this. I found some paper on Etsy, some digital paper, and I printed that out and showed how to use that. I did another traditional page. See how perfect these dividers just always flow really nicely into my album. And then June, we had a lot going on. My uncle passed away in June. He was much more like a brother to me. I grew up with him. I lived with my grandparents growing up and lived with him. He was much more like a brother to me, and he passed away, and I just did this collage. And then I have this traditional layout. I love the way that came out with the gold hearts. And then that is the end of June. So then the next album starts in July. This album is pretty full. As of right now, it is pretty full, and I still need to do the spine. I have a couple albums that I still need to do the spines, but it's fine. I already have them printed out. I printed out like, I think through 2026 is what I have for my spines. I just have to pull them out and pop them in there. That's a tip that I have for you guys. If you're doing labels for your albums, like I know that I'm going to do a family album every year, and so I just have the year, and I printed several of them. So I printed through like 2026 when I did them, and I redid all of my spines in a few years back. I'm not positive when. So here is that other page lifter, and I didn't do anything with this. This is the second half of the year. I just did the title page on the back of the design A. You can see I still might add some journaling here, 5 memories, and maybe I would do it from the year or from the second half of the year. And I just wrapped this up. Actually, the day that you're seeing this on YouTube, I wrapped this up in my membership. I did some handwriting of journaling to wrap it up. And then the other thing that I did is I'm not stamping my Avery Index tabs. For whatever reason, it was a little hard to get these white pieces of paper in here, and I ended up cutting some as I was going. And I was getting frustrated, and I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to pull them out to stamp on them. It's totally fine. I don't need to. I don't have to. There's no rules with memory keeping. You know, I'm just going to leave it. It's totally fine, and I'm not worried about it. Here's the calendar where I made a pocket, and I stuck some tickets with some ribbon on there. I just did the ribbon on paper clips, and then I stuck the ribbon to the tickets, and then added them right in there. Now this isn't a page protector, so you can't necessarily pull them out, but it was fun to do that. There's some tickets back here, and then I have some really large photos. And on here, I had entered a couple layouts that I did. You can see them right here are a couple layouts that I entered into our county fair, and I won 3rd place for one, and I won 2nd place for one. And so what I did is I just attached the ribbon to this photo that I had took of the Ferris wheel, and that I thought that was a great way to be able to save these. I don't need to hang them up anywhere, you know, so. And then these I did in the Project Life app. So I just did the fair. This photo is the same as this one, and that's okay. I wanted a really large one. And then this is our little tiny town, and I'm in a Facebook group that is just for our town, and somebody was up flying in their plane, and they took photos, and I just snagged them from Facebook, and then I printed them out. You can see this is our little town right here, and this one's zoomed in. This one's from a little bit of a different angle, and then this one is higher up, and I thought that was really fun. Here's where I did a flip up. Kayla and Esau went to a production, and so I did a flip up right there to add more in. And then this was just some photos of us hanging out, and then school started, so I have my calendar again. You can see there's not even really that much written on it, and I just don't get caught up. Here's a photo of out where we live, out in the middle of the country. And you can see I have a few things there. Here's a layout that I did. You can see that I really like adding these traditional style layouts and pairing them with my pocketed pages into September. I don't always document 9/11, but this year I did. It's what I felt like doing. And so I did the really big photo. I got that printed through the Project Life app. And then I did these collage pieces through the Project Life app. And then here is a traditional page that I did. I love the way that came out. And then this one I just showed and talked about in my membership, adding these photos. I pulled this layout out. I needed something for these 3 photos. I found a perfect layout I had already created and already had sitting there, and I was able to use it. And then I did stories of home. This is something I do in my membership. Every year we do stories of home. We always have a fun way of documenting it. This year I created this die cut, and I made it. I did the whole thing and put it together. Did not realize that I totally didn't spell this properly, like it didn't turn out properly until I was editing the video. This is supposed to be the O, so this would be M-E. I had already glued it down and had already done all the things, and so I just put a note on here. Yep, totally spelled wrong. It's already glued down, it's in there. So I just don't get caught up and worried about those types of things. It happens. So here's stories of home, and the idea or the concept is just you take photos of your home and tell stories. The fun thing is that this is a photo of our kitchen. We just this year put in a whole shelving system right here. So this year, when I take photos of this spot in the kitchen, it's gonna look different. And so I've been doing this since 2011 or maybe even 2010. So every year I have some type of documentation for our home, and it's so fun. So I have stories of home, and then just some more random photos from the month. Kayla went to a dance. I think this was the winter formal. No, this would have been like the fall one, because winter is in January. Then we have October. I love the way October came out. I used some close to my heart paper. I just showed this in my membership. This one, I was hard. I wasn't sure what to do, and I ended up finding some yellow hearts that matched the paper that I used, and it was perfect. And then here's another insert. Here is November. Again, nothing is written on November, and I'm totally fine with that. We have some extra things here. And then I also just today did this in my membership, putting this together. And then that's November. And then December has a few things. It doesn't have any journaling really. And then I do this countdown. This is available in my membership as a PNG and as a physical download. So you can use these in the Project Life app like I did. I created these, and I have a tutorial on how to get them into the Project Life app and use them. Or you can print them out and actually use them in pockets. And I just do a countdown, and you will see that right here is 21, and then it goes to 19, and that's because when I set it up, I forgot 20. I skipped it. And again, I just don't even worry about it. I'm not gonna get caught up in it. This, if you look at my overall year of documenting, this is a lot of documentation. It's a lot of photos I've taken. It's a lot of journaling that I've done, and it is absolutely enough. I always say that whatever you're doing is enough, and not to get caught up in you should do more or you should do less or you should do something different. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're inspired to do, whatever you feel motivated to do, it is enough. So those are my Project Life albums for 2023. I hope you enjoyed seeing them. I will get a blog post up about it, and there will be some photos on that blog post. I hope that you are all having a wonderful day. I will catch you next week in new videos, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.